When we came into office, there was only 50 million doses that are available. We have now, by the end of July, we'll have over 600 million doses, enough to vaccinate every single American.
Let's get some analysis. Iyad Afalqa is executive board member of Californian Democratic Party Central Committee. Thanks so much for joining us here on TRT World. I mean, we've seen there President Biden answering questions on pandemic and economy for more than an hour at least. He seems very optimistic that every American will be able to get the vaccine by July. What do you make of his speech?
Yes, thanks for having me with you today. It was an amazing speech, an amazing presentation. It was a fresh air to American people to see a president who speaks complete sentences. So the promises that he made tonight, they are very assuring, especially he did what a president's supposed to do since the beginning of this pandemic, which is he invoked the National Defense Act, which activates all the factories and the pharmaceutical companies to produce the material and the vaccinations that are needed. If you saw like how he addressed the question, he even went to the technical components where he said, well, the problem is not with having the vaccination. The problem is like we need the people power or the manpower, which is the vaccinators. And he kind of underlined and highlighted the fact is that having the vaccine is not enough. It is having the people to administer the vaccines in people's arms. Now, in terms of having the deadline as July, this is also it's very optimistic. However, as you know, there are new variants for the virus, so we don't know to what extent that will be effective, just to be honest.
Right, and this is Biden's first trip as the U.S. president, his first official trip. Why Milwaukee, Wisconsin particularly? Why he wanted to go there and speak to the people there first?
Well, this is a very good question. I'm speaking to you today from California, but I lived in Wisconsin for 12 years. It is kind of like a Republican state traditionally. And for the first time in 25 years, Milwaukee, Wisconsin went to Biden as supporting him over Trump. So choosing it because there is a saying in the American culture, if you can make it in the Midwest, you could make it anywhere else. What does that mean? If you can convince the people in that part of the world, you could speak to the other people and you will be successful in getting your message across. So the second reason is, as you know, we were supposed to have our DNC convention in Milwaukee. And because of the pandemic, we had it virtually, so he missed in that opportunity. So this is kind of like a revival to the idea that I did not forget about Wisconsin. I am here today. I am listening to you. And if anybody watched the televised town hall meeting, they will see how empathetic, how presidential he was, how eloquent. He showed respect to everyone.
Right.
And that's why I...
Right, and he also pressed, I mean, he had to talk economy, obviously, one other major issue that's affecting people's lives in the U.S. So he pressed his case for his COVID-19 pandemic relief bill. What did we hear about that from Biden today?
Well, to be honest with you, we did not hear enough because the average person at this moment, whether they are a Democrat or Republican or independent, they don't care about the speeches as much as they want to receive the money and the relief. So you saw he spoke about the $15 an hour for the minimum wage. Yes, this is something it will help, but at this moment, a lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people they are losing their houses. A lot of people are short of food. If you notice, also in his town hall meeting, he mentioned there is about 40% of the children in America they have concern about the shortage of food. And for God's sake, we are the United States of America, that we are helping other countries. So how come that we have that much of poverty and need during this pandemic? But to be fair, this is not his fault. It is the fault of the previous administration, because things were not handled properly.
Probably but did he say what does he plan to do now? I know he inherited a country whose economy is suffering at the moment. Did he said what does he plan to do about that?
Yes, what he planned to do, he said he will be delivering the $1.9 trillion COVID package. And this is something that we have been waiting for. It is a little bit too late now. It has been about 2 weeks since it went to the Congress, and the country was busy with the trial for the impeachment of Trump. So we need it. We need it now. As American people, I speak to a lot of my students, a lot of my colleagues. Everybody is hurting, and businesses, they need also the package that will go to the small businesses. Right. And I like the fact tonight he addressed that by defining the small businesses, not what is the customary and what's the conventional in the business world, less right. than 500 employees. He spoke to the mom and pop businesses, which is small businesses, family-owned businesses, and this is right. what the people, they need to hear.
Yeah, that's what exactly. That's what they wanted to hear from him. And Iyad, unfortunately, I have to leave it there. But it's been a pleasure and many challenges ahead for Biden's administration. Iyad Afalqa, their executive board member of Californian Democratic Party Central Committee.